Today we're driving the all-new 2025 Toyota Camry. We are in an XSE with a bright red interior. Looks pretty sharp. This is the luxurious and sporty version of the Camry. Because it's all-wheel drive, it makes 232 horsepower. The new Camry for 2025 is hybrid only, so we get a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated four-cylinder engine with the Toyota hybrid system. That's made into a planetary gear ECVT. We get a few different drive modes, Eco, Normal, Sport. We have a revised braking system, some better suspension here, laminated glass for a little bit better NVH. I've already driven the Camry SE all-wheel drive, and I found it to be a little bit loud, a lot of road noise. So let's see if this XSE is a little bit better. Let's quickly walk you around this, show you what it looks like inside and out, and then we'll take it for a drive and give you guys some driving impressions here. So this XSE rides on a set of 19-inch Bridgestone Turanza EL 440 tires in 235 40R19s. Looks pretty sharp here. This is starting around $36,000 with the Premium Plus package and a couple other options, which I'll include in the description in detail. This is $41,000. We've got a revised front and rear fascia, new crab claw taillights, and a front end that is very reminiscent of the Toyota Crown and Prius. This weighs just over 3,500 pounds. The all-wheel drive Camry has 3 electric motors, 2 in the front and 1 in the rear. Love these red seats, they just look so sharp. All the interiors on the new Camrys are about the same, aside from the door panels, the seats, and of course just options, buttons, switchgear. Toyota Safety Sense 3.0 is standard. And this is rated for about 44 miles to the gallon combined. Not too bad. 2 USB ports back here, Type A, Type C, rear vents. Nice looking infotainment, wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, steering wheel, similar to what we've seen in the Toyota Crown. Lots of physical controls, buttons, switchgear. This is going to be an easy car to live with in 2025. Let's pop the trunk really quickly. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, this is an all-new Camry, but it shares a lot with the last generation Camry too. We just have the updated 5th generation Toyota hybrid system. This has a compact spare tire back here. That's nice to see. Tons of room in this trunk. Fold down those rear seats too. No grab handle. You just gotta get your hands all dirty or get fingerprints on your rear spoiler. The front-wheel drive Camry makes 225 horsepower. The all-wheel drive Camry makes 232 horsepower because of that rear electric motor. Looks pretty good in my opinion. Similar side profile to the previous gen. Let's go see how it drives. We're out here in Southern California today, just north of the Mexico border. A lot of dust, a lot of rattlesnakes. Driving a bunch of Toyota products. Nice looking cameras. Got a quick access button right there, showing your forward facing camera. Heated, ventilated seats. Auto high beams, traction off. Gauge cluster brightness over here to the left, good to see that. And buttons there to pop the trunk and the fuel filler door. Cool. All right, before we go for a drive, let's quickly mention our sponsor, Lewis Jewelers. Today we're wearing the Seiko Navigator Timer. It's a vintage reissue, a very sharp looking watch. Love what Seiko is doing with this. It costs about $1,500, one of their higher end models. The bracelet is absolutely stunning, and Lewis Jewelers has lent it to me this week to wear for some videos. So hopefully you guys enjoy this on the wrist. Go check out Lewis Jewelers at lewisjewelers.com, mention the TheTopher, and talk to DK, and he will hook you guys up with an excellent buying experience if you're looking to get into a new luxury watch. That done, let's go for a drive in this new Camry XSE and see what it's like on the road. We have a revised braking system, slightly retuned suspension, so stiffer sway bars. We've got McPherson strut front suspension and sport-tuned multi-link rear suspension. Nice light steering, returns to center beautifully. We're going to leave this in normal mode for now. And my favorite thing about this new Camry is just the torque and the smoothness of that power delivery. We get a slightly larger digital gauge cluster in this XSE trim. And this 2.5 liter is quiet. It doesn't need to rev up, it's not grainy, it's not harsh, it just operates in the background. I've got to say, after spending most of the day behind the wheel of these new Camrys, this is right next to the Toyota Prius, I think, Toyota's best driving hybrid product in the Toyota lineup. Okay, maybe the Lexus ES is a little bit more refined, it's smoother and more luxurious, but I actually prefer this to the Toyota Crown. Really solid feeling car, no creaks, no rattles. I like the steering feel. Let's get up to speed here. We're on a relatively rough section of road here, at least as far as granularity and pavement texture. And there was a little bit of road noise in the SE all-wheel drive. This XSE seems to have significantly less wind noise at speed. These 19s are still transmitting a bit of NVH, but I have good steering feel. Really nice linear build of power here, even at higher speeds. I've really gotten used to this new cruise control system too. Lane tracing assist works well. Adaptive cruise control works well. You can easily change and adjust everything with a press of a button right here. Love that. Brake pedal tuning. Much more solid pedal feel. A little bit less bite out of this new braking system. You need to give it a bit more force than you think you would, given the control weights of everything else. Let's go into sport mode. We have paddle shifters behind the wheel. We've got a sport transmission setting, which should keep the revs up a little bit higher. Honestly, it doesn't really do much. This is still an ECVT. Not noticing a huge difference in ride stiffness with this XSE. Let's see how it corners. We should have a little bit more mechanical grip here. I'm noticing it's turning in a little bit sharper. Test out these brakes. Oh yeah, much more neutral around a corner, a little bit less understeer. I just love the way this Camry handles. It's a very athletic sedan. And I do not miss the V6. I think the transmission in the previous gen really let down the V6. It just did not have the programming to keep it in the power band. And the hybrid Camry was always kind of my favorite. This XSE, this is fun to drive. It hustles. We've driven a few different trims today, and honestly, you're kind of splitting hairs as far as the driving experience goes between the trims. They all kind of drive about the same. They're all really, really good. And the fact that you can get into one of these for under 30 grand is fantastic. You don't really need all-wheel drive unless if you live in a climate that sees a lot of snow and inclement weather. You don't really have the ground clearance to get you through tough stuff. And even if you do live in the snow belt, you should be rocking a set of winter tires, or at least all-weather tires. But if you want that confidence from an all-wheel drive system, this XSE all-wheel drive feels great behind the wheel. The 19s don't transmit as much road noise and vibration and harshness as I thought they would. The suspension seems really well tuned to that thinner sidewall and bigger wheel and tire package. These are all pre-production prototype Toyota Camrys that we're driving today, so there are some variations between the cars. But they all feel really tight, really solid, very well calibrated. Really impressed with the way this new Camry drives. This feels great. Very capable, very comfortable, and easy to use and live with. I think Toyota is at a point with their hybrid products right now where they just really have nailed the balance between comfort, sportiness, fuel economy, practicality, and, you know, this is the same product they've been making for years and years and years, the same hybrid systems. They've just been updating them, improving them, but it's just an evolution. There's nothing revolutionary here. It's just kind of that next step and next level of refinement for the Toyota Camry, for this new generation of product. Toyota has this long-term vision with their hybrid cars, and I think it's really paying off for them. Unlike an electric vehicle or even a plug-in hybrid, you don't have to worry about charging it, plugging it in. It works with our current infrastructure. It's very fuel efficient, and it's very nice to drive. I think this is a little bit sportier and more fun to drive than the Honda Accord. The Accord might be a bit more tuned to comfort and luxury. This has a bit more feedback and feel. Both vehicles are strikingly similar in how they drive. And you could even make the argument that the new Camry looks like the old Honda Accord with its new crab claw taillights, which is kind of funny. In EV mode here, let's switch to Eco, see how long we can make this last going down the hill. There's something so satisfying about a Toyota hybrid in the way it just sets off the line. It's usually silent if you're giving it minimal throttle, and it's very, very smooth. That first, even if it's just first 5, 10, 15 miles an hour, the way it sets off is just so nice. We're still in EV mode going downhill, just staying just below that first notch in Eco mode, or in that Eco power meter. Very light throttle application, you can hypermile this, and I'm sure you'd be able to get that 44 miles to the gallon combined rating. Do I have any complaints? Well, I think this XSE kind of solved my biggest complaint about the SE Camry that I drove recently, in that there's a lot less road noise, a lot less tire noise and NVH in this cabin because of the laminated glass on the front and side windows. Do I necessarily agree with Toyota's philosophy of just increasing wheel size the higher the trim level you go? I don't know if I do. I'm not sure 19-inch wheels are really necessary on the Toyota Camry. I think 17s or 18s are about perfect. But that's something you could always change. Not too bad. Okay, well, there's a back road blast and some first impressions and some normal driving in the new Toyota Camry XSE. I think ultimately, if you're willing to spend $40,000 on a Camry, these X trims, the XSE, the XLE, are worth it due to their lower levels of wind noise and road noise. The difference is significant between this and the SE that we drove. But if you don't want to spend 40 grand on a Camry, I would just go for one of the base models, the lower trim. Don't even worry about all-wheel drive. Save some money. You don't need it if you have winter tires or good all-weather tires. It's going to have 16-inch wheels. It's going to probably have all the features you need. It's going to drive awesome. All these Camry hybrids drive about the same. But that said, this XSE has a really nice blend of sporting performance, fun to drive factor, and just kind of a nice all-around package. I'm impressed with what Toyota has done here, and it's a nice evolution of the previous generation Camry for 2025. Let's pull off here. We'll park this, walk you guys around it one more time, and maybe we'll connect CarPlay and do a quick JBL sound system test. I think that would probably be a good thing to do. Thanks again to Lewis Jewelers for sponsoring this video. Shout out to them, and hope you guys enjoyed this Seiko Navigator Timer reissue on the wrist in this video. Again, don't forget to mention the TheTopher and ask for DK if you're looking to get into your next luxury watch. All right, let's connect to CarPlay here. First time doing this, so you guys will see how quickly it can happen. I'm just gonna go in to Bluetooth, hit Toyota Camry right here. We're gonna pair, hit OK on all of our devices. Just keep saying yes to all the questions that are asked. Yes, I want to use CarPlay. Allow, use CarPlay, swipe back. We should be in business here. Nice. All right, so we've got the JBL sound system. Let's see what this sounds like. We've got a volume knob right here. First impressions, this sounds really good. One of the better JBL systems in Toyota products these days. Clear, good bass. Listen to that, that's nice. Okay, I think you guys get the idea. That's a wrap on this video. Thank you so much for watching. Gotta love the extra power from this Camry, and it just drives great. It's an easy car to live with, easy to use, and I think a nice overall package. Rides nicely. Pretty bumpy section of road here for Southern California. Cool. Back at home base. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.